Hello and welcome to the first edition of Paperdolls for Might and Magic 2, Gates to Another World. So right now, the person you're seeing is of course Aragorn, as it is written below. You can compare these Paperdolls with the ones that were in Might and Magic 1. You'll see that I did not really change the model of all the characters here, but I did change the items to represent their current items, so yeah, that's what we have. Apparently somehow all the items got lost during the transition between Varn and Kron, so yeah. Anyway, what we have here is Aragorn. Where is he? Yeah, he is a male neutral human knight. And his equipment is only a splint mail, which is quite accurately presented here, because splint mail is in fact something like that. It's small bands of metal that are held together by some other material. So pretty much how it is like here. Although it kind of looks like samurai-like in this place. But, well, that's what it is, so that's what you have. It also looks brown because I made it to look bronze. It doesn't have any magical properties, so it's kind of the lower tier, therefore I made it look bronze. And the second piece of equipment that he has is a helmet, +1. And since it is +1, I made it look iron. And also have protections from both sides. The last thing in Aragorn's equipment list is the Great Hammer. Fortunately, it's not exactly what it should look like, because real Great Hammers are quite a bit longer. But it's as close as it gets. So, yeah, that's pretty much it for Aragorn. So let's move on to the next character. Here we have Boromir, the male neutral human paladin. He has a bit more equipment, and first of all is a chainmail. Also a simple chainmail, therefore it again looks like bronze. It is again quite accurately presented here. It's made of chains. That sure is true. He also has a helmet +1, exactly the same one as Aragorn has. So it's presented the same way too. The weapon that Boromir has equipped is in fact a broadsword. Interesting thing about it that I've learned while trying to find out how they should look like is that the broadsword is called like that not because it's particularly broad, and well, it should be a little bit broader than what you see here. However, the reason why it's called a broadsword is because it's supposed to be broader than a rapier. And the actual defining characteristic of a broadsword is its hilt, which is kind of ornate like that. So that's interesting. Never knew that before. The last piece of equipment that Boromir has is the Great Shield +1. Again, looks iron because it's +1, and well, it's a great shield. It's quite big. Yep. So that is all that Boromir has equipped. Outwardly, he also in his backpack has a torch and a max HP potion. And the max HP potion indeed restores all of the hit points, so I'm going to keep it on Boromir because he has the most HP, and drinking that will give me a paladin who himself can cast cure spells, which is always a good thing to have. He also has a torch in his backpack. I've sold pretty much everything else because they were not really necessary. Some of the things I gave to others and got them equipped, but I don't think I've changed anything for Boromir this time around. Yeah. So let's move on. And so we have Legolas. He has... well, he is the male neutral elf archer, of course. And he is equipped with, first of all, a great bow, a simple great bow, right here. A flamberge, which is right here, and of course the defining characteristic of a flamberge, or a flame sword, is that its blade is wavy. Yeah. And finally, the other thing that he has equipped, and that is new, that I did not have in the previous recording, is a leather suit, something that we found while adventuring, of course. Yeah, I made it look like several pieces of leather. And that is, I guess, also a fairly good representation of a leather suit. I'm pretty sure that that's what they had in mind when they created this item. And that it's kind of a hardened leather and pieces of it that you can equip for extra protection. So yeah, that's also quite a good representation here. And Legolas doesn't have anything else equipped. At least the leather suit brought his AC up to 7. It's still very low, but, well, what can you do? Hopefully we can find some better armor sometime soon. Anyway, let's move on to the next character. The next character being Shagrath. He has equipped quite a few things, actually. Nothing in his backpack, but a lot of things equipped. First of all, he has the Thieves' Pick. Well, to be exact, it should be a Thieves' Lockpick. But yeah, that works too. I had a fair representation of that earlier, but then I had to equip some more items, and well, I could not have 2 items equipped in one hand, obviously, so that means that now the Thief's Pick is represented by what he has on his belt. You can imagine all those things as being some part of thieves' tools to pick a lock. Well, it could be quite believable, actually, if you think about it. Next up, what he has is a chainmail. Again, an ordinary chainmail. Same thing as before. Quite a good representation there. Then he has the same broadsword. Nothing special about it. It's not magical. And he has a Great Shield +1, which again I could not represent correctly, so he has it equipped on his back. Right, and it's also a Great Shield +1, so that's why it looks iron. And finally, another thing that I had to equip him, that I bought at the store in Middlegate, is a crossbow +1. So now he will be able to actually shoot something from a distance, which is always a good thing. And yeah, it's +1, so the frame of it is iron. Yes, so moving on to the... And here we have Gandalf. He has 3 items equipped, and also he's a male neutral human sorcerer. Actually, I think I didn't say that for Shagrath, but whatever. He's a male neutral half-orc robber. Yeah. So, Gandalf, he has, first of all, padded armor equipped. And this here representation of padded armor is not the greatest one, but it's kind of okay, I guess. It's something like that. It should be something like that. Although it seems a bit too baggy, somehow. Yeah. It's also a standard padded armor, nothing special about it, so yeah, looks brown as everything else that is standard. Then, next is a blowpipe +1. Previously had just a blowpipe, but then in today's specials they were offering a pretty cheap blowpipe +1, so I decided to take that. And that's what I have. It looks like that. Again, it's not the best representation. The best representation being simply a clean streak like that. Because it is kind of like a straight stick, and that's all. A blowpipe is a weapon that is used in some of the tribal places in the world, and it shoots darts from the mouth. So yeah, it's interesting that they allow you to use ranged weapons for sorcerers, so it does save quite a bit of spell points, I'd imagine. A welcome change, I say. And since the blowpipe is +1, I made it look darker brown, so that it looks like better wood, I guess. And the last thing that he has equipped is a staff +1. And I made it look like something better than a gnarled piece of stick. And it looks like an ordinary staff, I guess. That's why it's staff +1. And the ends of it are colored to make it look like it's, well, may have some magical properties now. But yes, Gandalf has nothing else equipped here. So we can move on to the last character. The last character, of course, being Frodo. A male neutral gnome cleric. He has, again, 3 things equipped. First of all, a simple great shield, hence it's bronze. Then a helmet +1. Again, the same thing that some of the others have. And lastly, something that we got during our travels and adventuring in the cavern below Metalgate is a bullwhip. It's a fairly decent weapon even, and the representation of that is could be better actually, but it's kind of okay, I guess. I think there needs to be some... it should be a bit longer on the end here. And yeah, that's pretty much about it. Since he has no real armor equipped, I made him look like he has some robes. Because, well, he is a cleric after all. So he deserves to have clerical robes. I'm pretty sure they're not part of the game, so I'm free to add it as I please. Interestingly enough, even though he doesn't have any form of body armor equipped, he still has 10 AC, which is really better than what Legolas has equipped, even though he does have armor, but then again he doesn't have a helmet, so yeah. And he doesn't have a shield too, that's true. So that's all for this edition of Paperdolls. I will make another one if I can get some important changes happening in our equipment. So, see you all on the next episode of Might and Magic 2, Gates to Another World.